What's up, you amazing people? My name is Reese Jones. I'm an ultra runner. I've ran 10 marathons in 10 days, set a couple course records at ultras, and overall, I'm just trying to be fitter and faster like all of us runners. And I want to go over some important tips when it comes to setting your next PR at your race. I've raced over 50 times. I have decent times in multiple distances, and so I want to talk about some of the things I have learned to be able to help you set your personal best, your personal record at your next race. So let's just get straight into it, not to waste your time. So first thing, you gotta have your easy days and recover. And let's talk about this. So 80% ish of your miles should be easy. And when I say easy, there's a difference between perceived effort, like how you feel you're doing, versus like what your heart rate is telling you. And so I have a video on this, or you can just Google it yourself. But when I talk about easy, I'm talking about zone 1, zone 2 training, and those zones are with your heart rate. So basically, simply put, you got to figure out what your max heart rate is. Then from there, each zone is a percentage breakdown of that heart rate range. And zone 2 is or easy runs are in zone 1, zone 2. Go ahead and Google Maffetone or MAF training, and you'll learn way more about this. I mean, there's some people on YouTube that explain it way better than me. But if you're running, let's see, pull up the calculator. If you're doing like 30 miles a week times 0.8, 24 of your miles should be easy. Or you could break this up into time on feet too, but a lot of people do volume and mileage. And so you need this to build a good base and make sure you get the most out of your hard key workouts and you recover well from those hard key workouts. Because if you're running hard every single day, you're not going to recover. You're not going to get the most of your key tempo workouts. And that's my next tip. Let's talk about race pace. So you're obviously going to have a goal of, hey, I want to run a 1:30 half marathon or a 4-hour marathon or an hour 10K, right? And so you got to figure out what pace you want. And if it's faster than what you're used to, you need to get comfortable at race pace, right? So if 80% of your miles-ish are easy runs, the other 20% I think should be like a race pace or some sort of intensity work. It could be intervals where you're a little bit faster than race pace, but for me, when I was training to break a 3-hour marathon, I knew I had to run a 650 average a mile. And so on my key workouts, I was running 650 for multiple miles in a row. And so that's something that is you should take into account when it comes to training for a race. So what's the pace you want to be at? And then have a couple key workouts either a week or maybe throughout a training plan that you do this, right? So there's other videos on putting together a training plan, but let's say you do like a tempo workout on Tuesday and Saturday, or maybe just once a week. So you're doing easy days, and then you have these hard key workouts that are at the race pace or the goal you want to get your body used to running that speed. Yeah, obviously, if you want to run fast, you got to run fast, right? And then you need to recover well from these so then you can get the most out of your next tempo workout. So for me, when I'm doing like marathon training, I have 2 speed workouts a week, and they look a little bit different than each other, but I got to really make sure I recover well from my tempo workout on Tuesday so I can get the most out of my tempo workout on Saturday. So figure out your race pace for your PR. All right, study the course. This is actually pretty massive and an underrated tip. You want to look through the course over and over again. And if you're racing at something that isn't local, pretty much every race I've done has the course and specifics and elevation gain and things on their website. So look at that over and over again, because if you know between miles 7 and 8, it's a steep incline, you can be prepared for that mentally. Obviously, racing, a lot of it is mental, not just the physical training. And so to know what's coming is really valuable. I would say try and get time on the course if possible. If you can spend time on that 10K course, half marathon, and you don't need to do it every week. I think the more the better, so you're comfortable, but you could do it once or twice and just get an understanding and know what to expect, because a lot of this stuff is really mental. So that's something to keep in mind, and a super simple tip to set a PR at your next race. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, and by the way, if you like content like this, if you like running tips, tricks, stories, I post regularly. My goal is to help people get fitter and faster and reduce their injury. So I do content like this regularly in a bunch of different styles. So hit that subscribe button. If not, that's totally okay too. Hopefully get some value out of this. All right, let's talk about practice fueling. This is a big deal. And if you're trying to set a PR by a minute or a couple of seconds, this can make a big difference. So you're going to have to practice fueling. Obviously, it depends on your race. I don't think you really need to fuel for a 5K or 10K during it, but a half marathon, obviously ultra races, you need to practice your fueling on race days and during your long runs. And what I think you should really focus on is practice picking up bottles or taking gels if that's something you're going to plan on using during the race. A lot of half marathons have cups of water, Gatorade, whatever. Or if you're an elite format, they might let you give them bottles and put them at certain aid stations. And you want to be able to practice grabbing these and maintaining your pace, right? To be able to run by, grab a cup of water and put it down. And then taking gels, right? Because I've noticed this for myself. I might take a gel and I slow down because I'm focused on opening it and squeezing all the gel out, right? So practice being efficient with this, because a couple seconds could be the difference between you setting a PR or not. So I think that's something that will also help you. It's something you want to practice during key workouts when you're running at race pace, and really just in general. Make sure you know what your nutrition looks like. And then last thing, obviously, have fun. I mean, PRs are great. Races are fun. They change, it's just a different day than your average training. And if you want to get better and learn more, like I said, hit that subscribe button. If not, I know your time is valuable, so I appreciate you sharing that with me, watching this video. I hope you got something out of this. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.